Okay, I would like to call the July 26, 2023 meeting of the Board of Education order. Will the secretary to the board please call the roll?
Pollak.
Here.
Castillo.
Here.
Christakis. Lang.
Here.
Ruffalo.
Here.
Trentalos.
Here.
Williams.
Here. Dr. Losey, please lead us in the pledge.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the regular session meeting June 28, 2023 as presented?
So.
Second.
Motion by Serge, second by Chris. Questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Pollak.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Lang.
Yes.
Ruffalo.
Yes.
Trentalos.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes, motion approved. Is there a motion to approve the accounts payable for the month of July 2023 as follows? Education Fund, $1,200,574.50. Operations and Maintenance Fund, $321,964.40. Debt Fund, 0. Transportation, $20,478.13. Capital Projects, $1,737,616.77. Working cash, 0. Student activity, $426.79, for a total of $3,281,060.59. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Chris,
Second.
second by Jeremiah. Questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Castillo.
Yes.
Lang.
Yes.
Ruffalo.
Yes.
Trentalos.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Pollak.
Yes.
Motion approved. Is there a motion to approve the payroll for the month of June 2023 as follows? Education Fund, $7,578,578.53. Building Fund, $45,843.64. Transportation, $6,326.98. IMRF Social Security, $133,334.64, for a total of $7,774,083.82. Any motion and a second?
So moved.
Motion by Serge,
Second.
second by Jeremiah. Questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Lang.
Yes.
Ruffalo.
Yes.
Trentalos.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Pollak.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Motion approved. I have not received any blue cards on agenda items. At this time, we're going to have a short presentation on our safety drill information.
Yeah, I am excited to have Dr. Losey make sure that not only the board, but community members and visitors here out in the audience know the significance and the importance of the event that is happening next Friday that I'm very proud of. Dr. Losey.
Thank you, Dr. Sutton. So as you are aware, for the past year and a half, we have been planning a full-scale drill exercise at Ardmore ELC. We will be simulating an active threat incident at that building. This drill actually will be quite large, so people in that neighborhood will see a lot of emergency vehicles that day, and a lot of staff and high school students. We are going to do two parts. The first part will take place within the school, where we will actually simulate the police response for the active threat. There will be injured, there will be fatalities. We are going to simulate the rescue task force going in to tend to anyone who has been injured. We will be transporting victims to hospitals. We have Glen Oaks and Elmhurst Hospital both available. They want to test their emergency room preparations in the event that there is an active incident in our community. And then following the neutralization of the threat, we will begin our reunification process. And so what we will do is move any of the remaining students to an off-site location where we will actually simulate parents coming to pick up their students through that process. It's a pretty big deal. We'll have evaluators and observers there. Evaluators will be evaluating each aspect of the scenario and offering feedback during the debrief, and we'll also be collecting that information from participants and then other staff who will be key versus one of our evaluators at reunification. That information is going to be critical to us for training and future events. OEM, Office of Emergency Management, is also involved. Public Works is involved. We have local agencies who will be sending first responders as well to help with contact teams. Recently, in the past 6 months, we have sent several police, fire, and school personnel to ASIM SAVEM training, which focuses on active shooter incident management. And through that training, we have learned to develop a structure for unified command. So we'll be also testing out that structure where we'll have incident command set up with NIC, police, and fire, and then there will be other pieces to that as it progresses. So a lot of moving parts, but I think very critical. I think we learned in April when we had the report of a gun at Indian Trail, which thankfully turned out to be nothing. We actually did a lot of what we're going to be doing again on August 4th. I would say that was probably a good event for us. I feel very confident and comfortable in how we responded that day. So I am certain that this drill will be the same. But as you know, every time we do this, we learn something new. So we're looking forward to that, and we'll continue to reflect. And afterwards, I'm happy to give another report if necessary. Any questions?
I was just going to ask, are we communicating the drill to the community in some way? I can imagine a Facebook community site.
Yes, in multiple ways, actually. The village is starting to push things out through their alert systems, and Dean has scheduled some information to go out to all of the district families as well. So we're trying to get it out through multiple modes of communication, and it'll go out a couple of times leading up to that drill. We still anticipate that there will be people who don't know and will probably call 911 or the dispatch center that day, but they're also prepared for that.
That was my question.
That was an easy one.
Any additional questions? Great, thank you.
Thank you.
We're down to administrative reports. Dr. Sutton?
Good evening. First and foremost, I really do want to thank Dr. Losi and all staff and local entities involved with this safety reunification drill taking place. We really take the topic of school safety very, very seriously, and I think this demonstrates our commitment to be as prepared as possible if anything like that were to happen. It's going to be a significant event, and I just really appreciate all this involvement. I want to welcome potentially our new Dean of Students, Justin Stringer, that I will be seeking approval of later this evening. I'm excited to have him join potentially our administrative team. This week, our administrative team spent 3 days doing purposeful and valuable work to find common values, a vision, and goals for this upcoming school year and years to come. I thank the board for coming in for the special meeting earlier this afternoon. The goal document we presented and discussed earlier today is a document we're going to refer to at the board level as time goes on, and we're excited to work towards making these goals a reality in the short-term and long-term future. This one almost seems too hard to believe, but school's going to be returning in a couple of weeks. It really kind of set into me that it's like, wow, next week is August, which is truly remarkable. But having said that, it is also exciting. The summer renovations are exciting as we prepare to welcome students. I'm particularly excited for our August Institute, as it involves a well-known author and educator, Carly Spina. I'm very confident that our staff is going to find value in working with her this year, and the connection she has to our newly created strategic plan. There were 3 FOIA requests that we all responded to, and details are within the board packet.
Any questions for Dr. Sutton? Okay, our next report is from our business department, Dr. Sutton.
Hey, thank you. Mrs. Mordazy wasn't able to be here this evening. On behalf of her, she reports our custodial teams continue to detail classrooms and address high traffic areas throughout the district. They are also ready to start tackling construction spaces as they become available, so they may prepare them for the start of the school year. In addition, her team has been working this past month on closing out the FY22 and preparing for the upcoming school year. She is excited to recommend Gina Grabowski for the Director of Business and Employee Services, and we are working through the process of hiring for the business information specialist and payroll coordinator.
Any questions for Dr. Sutton for the business department?
I will say, I just took a sneak peek at the work that's being done in administrative offices, and I think our group did an incredible job, so thanks to them.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, we're down to our teaching and learning report. Dr. First.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Good evening, everyone. We have finalized our Back to School Institute Days agenda. We look forward to meeting with teachers August 14th through 16th. We, as Dr. Sutton said, will have a keynote speaker as well as his remarks at the Opening Day Institute, talking about our vision for the school year. Over the next couple days, staff will have the opportunity to learn about new curriculum. We will roll out our D4 pacing guides that have been developed and explain how those will be used to ensure alignment, and review our building school improvement plans. The principals have plans to talk about what did occur last year and what will occur this year. In addition to that, principals will review safety plans as well as back to school procedures. Professional development updates. We had 2 book studies, about 80 to 100 staff that participated in June or July. Both of our book studies aligned to our district plan, which is improving instructional practices, particularly for our dual language learners or our multilingual students. As Dr. Sutton mentioned, Carly Spina was one of the books that we read, and she will be our keynote speaker and will be visiting the schools on Institute Day. She kindly graced us on a Zoom call last week with the group who read the book and talked a lot about why she wrote her book and her passions around serving multilingual students. So she has a ton of energy and enthusiasm. We're excited to have her on the 14th. Incoming kindergartners, class of 2036, believe it or not. We're preparing for them. Ms. Sosa and Ms. Magana have been doing kindergarten language screenings, making sure that our students who are multilingual will be placed appropriately based on those screenings, and also with parent conversations so they understand the program that they are being entered into. In addition to that, principals are excited. They've been putting in a lot of time, and I do appreciate that, with staff for our upcoming kindergarten camp next week, which will be hosted Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 11:30. The purpose of having them in their home schools this year was to orientate them to their home school. They're going to learn about how to enter the school, what it means to line up, having snacks in the lunchroom, and just generally preparing them so that first day will be less anxious and they'll be more prepared. We also are providing backpacks, so students who didn't pick up their school supply backpacks at Kindergarten Carnival will get those during camp, as well as some informational packets for parents with routines to help them to start established for the first couple weeks before school starts. New staff orientation. Dr. Losey has been working hard to put that together in conjunction with the other departments. The staff will be trained on curricular materials next week. We have quite a few professional development activities set up with our vendors for our core curriculum. We've also invited mentors in for our singletons, for example, the science department and IT, to come in and spend some time looking at the curriculum so that they're well prepared when school starts. And then my last thing is on behalf of Dr. Colson and the technology department. This year we are refreshing our fleet of laptops for all licensed staff and paraprofessionals. The technology department has been setting up appointments with teachers, so this is a reminder, if you don't have one, please make sure you get one so they can swap their old laptop out and get their new one. This past spring, Dr. Colson worked with a focus group of teachers and administrators to determine which device would be best to fit everyone's needs. And that is my report.
Questions for Dr. Peirce? Okay, thank you very much. We're down to action items. Dr. Sutton.
First up, we have approval of personnel report. Dr. Losey.
Thank you. Included in your packet is the personnel report as follows. In the area of licensed staff resignation, Christiana Blatchley, Jamie Fee, Miriam Kahn, Michelle Strong, Emily Rivera. In the area of licensed personnel employment, Anna Baraba, Evmorphia Georgakopoulos, Alicia Lehman, Caitlin McAllister, Damari Negron, Leslie Smith, Jacqueline Springo, Michelle Stone, Haley Watkins. In the area of ESP staff rehire, Patricia Kelly. In the area of ESP to licensed staff change of assignment, Lisette Roman. In the area of ESP staff change of assignment, Regina Grabowski, Melissa Lee. In the area of ESP staff employment, Nicole David, Nicole De La Torre, Leslie Fernandez Montez, William Coltis III, Yanila Martinez. In the area of ESP staff resignation, Marie Baumgartner, Sandra Chavez Rivera, Sarah Garcia, Cindy Ocampo, Janet Silva, Jennifer Swanson, Maria Sotelo Vasquez. I do recommend this personnel report be approved as presented.
Is there a motion to approve the personnel report as presented?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Serge, second by Jeremiah. Questions or discussion? Where are we at with staffing right now?
I'm so glad you asked, Mr. Williams. We have filled almost all of our vacancies. We had a couple of last-minute resignations over the past couple of days, but our principals have been actively reviewing candidates and setting up interviews as quickly as possible. We do hope to have more hires in time for new staff orientation.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ruffalo.
Yes.
Trentafalos.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Pollak.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Lang.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Very good. Next up, we have approval of a new administrator employment contract. We have one more dean of students at Indian Trail. I'm going to ask Mrs. Kapp to help me with the recommendation.
Hello again. Okay, I'd like to recommend Mr. Justin Stringer, right here, for the position as Dean Administrator at Indian Trail Junior High School. Mr. Stringer was interviewed by members of the Indian Trail administrative team and Jeanette Barrett at the district office. Mr. Stringer holds a master's degree in educational leadership from Concordia University in Illinois and a Bachelor of Science in secondary education. He has taught physical education, health, and science at the elementary and high school level. He has also worked as an interim assistant principal at Hadley Junior High School in Glen Ellen last year. Mr. Stringer is passionate about students being involved in extracurricular activities, with baseball as having a special extra place in his heart. Justin, Mr. Stringer, built a baseball training company in Chicago where travel teams were made, summer camps took place, and special training events occurred to help support growth and development. One of Mr. Stringer's references stated that he will always be visible in the hallways and he will build strong relationships with students, especially the ones that need it the most. It was also reported that as a teacher, his greatest strength was always managing student behavior, and that younger staff often relied on him to offer ideas and strategies to support classroom management. So I'm excitedly asking the board to approve Mr. Justin Stringer as Dean, as his qualifications and character will help complete our administrative team at ID.
Is there a motion to approve the personnel, or the new administrative employment contract as presented?
So moved.
Second.
By Chris, second by Jeremiah. Questions or discussion?
One question. Sox fan or Cubs fan?
Red Sox.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Trentafalos.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Pollak.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Lang.
Yes.
Ruffalo.
Put it on the board, yes.
Motion approved. You almost got one no vote. Welcome to the district.
Fantastic. Next up, we have approval of hazardous crossings within District 4 boundaries for the 23-24. How they determine this is through like IDOT qualifications. This is an annual thing that occurs at all school districts. And like I said, it's required by the state of Illinois. If there's ever a crossing that, whether it gets brought to the board's attention in whatever manner that we want to potentially have more of an emphasis on, we certainly do that. As somebody who's been at different districts and been a part of this, I know a lot of times that is a question. So it is the same hazardous crossings as determined by IDOT qualifications as in the previous year. So I ask for approval this evening.
Is there a motion to approve the hazardous crossings within District 4 boundaries for the 23-24 year as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Chris, second by Serge. Questions or discussion?
Question, have they ever looked at Fullerton, living nearby? I'm sure a lot of the staff can tell you there's crashes there all the time. Has that ever come up as a dangerous intersection in the past? No?
If you send me correspondence of like the exact one to look at, I will have the business department, CSBO take a look at that to see if perhaps it does meet the qualifications for hazards. But even if it doesn't, that is something she can work with potentially the board or any community member or even the building administration over there if it needs additional attention. This is merely an action item to acknowledge which crossings, regardless of needing more attention, meet that certain criteria from IDOT. Yeah.
Any additional questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Williams.
Yes.
Pollak.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Lang.
Yes.
Ruffalo.
Yes.
Trinkopoulos.
Yes.
Motion approved. We're down to discussion items. Dr. Sutton.
Yeah, the next regular Board of Education meeting is Wednesday, August 30th, 6 p.m. here at the Indian Trail Boardroom. Also, coming up quickly is the Addison Medina Shriners Parade, which will be August 27th this year at 3 p.m. on Army Trail Road, which is starting at 8 at Addison Trail High School and will be ending here at Indian Trail, which I think has always been the past practice. Also coming up is the annual approval of the Citizens Advisory Committee members. If you guys recall, that is actually a board action item of who is on that. I anticipate soon, I've had some discussion with President Williams of I may wait a couple of weeks to really get registration going before I give that correspondence out to see who's interested. But I will come up with that list either for the August board meeting or September at the latest, get them approved to continue doing that and to have the annual meetings, the meetings 4 times a year, similar to what we did in the past. Also, wanted to bring to the board's attention that District 88 has a new position, which is a grant writer. The reason I wanted to kind of bring that up and have awareness in this type of platform is one of the goals is to potentially bring to this board's attention collaborative community-based grants for you guys to consider. They had one that they were navigating and considering that involved not only District 88, but also the township, but it had a necessity for matching funds. There are still quite a few questions that we had, so that may get brought up later, or it may be entirely different grants, but I think there's possibilities for community and district benefit with their new position. First day of school, 1st grade through 8th grade is coming up Thursday, August 17th. Kindergartners are starting Monday, August 21st, and the early childhood preschool will be starting Thursday, August 24th. Next discussion item, I'm going to hand over to Dr. Losey. It is a first reading for some board policy updates.
No call-ins tonight, but Press Plus 112 has been released. Our policy committee is currently reviewing those updates. I'm asking that the board also review the policy updates with possible board action at the August board meeting. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Next up, I'm going to refer to the board packet for some construction project updates and pictures. We are slated for stone that the principal may return August 1st, with all teachers being welcome back to see the newly renovated space. The plan is August 7th. I'm very excited to see that come to fruition, much like we have with some of the other settings. I have no communications to and from the board, and that completes the discussion items.
Okay, thank you. I have not received any blue cards on non-agenda items. Is there any miscellaneous unfinished business to bring before the board this evening?
Dr. Sung, for the first day of school, are we doing anything with the local police departments? Kind of slow orders down, let them know the school's back in session, anything like that?
I may defer to Dr. Losey, and it's not often that I can continue to say I'll know that answer a little bit more instinctively after I've been here a little bit longer, but Dr. Losi?
Historically, we will reach out to the Edison Police Department to see if they can send additional squads. I will say, I know that they are short-staffed right now, so I'm not sure what they will be able to send us, but typically we will have some additional visibility, particularly at the middle school where we have a lot of traffic backup those first couple of days as people get used to the routine. So if you don't see them at all of the elementaries, I am going to probably be able to promise you that they will be here at the middle school that day.
Anything else from the board? Okay, is there a motion to move to suspend the open session meeting July 26, 2023, to go into closed session to discuss personnel in accordance with Open Meetings Act exception ILCS 120/2C1. We will not be taking any action during close or after close, but you're welcome to stick around and see the formal adjournment of our meeting when we come out of close. I need a motion by Serge, second by Jeremiah. Questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Pollak.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Lane.
Yes.
Ruffalo.
Yes.
Trentalos.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes, motion approved. Thank you.